What is good, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Long time no see. Funny story. Yesterday, I was making a video about yesterday's trading day. Basically, I posted on Instagram. We had a nice win also yesterday. To be honest, yesterday was not that good in terms of price action. I didn't really like price action today. Also, I mean, even though it was a win yesterday, it was not kind of my usual textbook setup. But I did execute on my plan. It is what it is. Funny story. Yesterday, I recorded a video last night. Uh, and then I had to restart it because in the middle, I think I made around, or I was in, I think 15 minutes into the video. TradingView decided to mess around, and it kind of logged me out from my TradeAway account. And basically, all my it's just one thing that it did log me out, because it doesn't really matter if these buttons are like blue and red, but removed all of my drawings, like all the drawings that I had on my chart. uh, it just disappeared. So I had a blank, like a blank canvas with the price action. But I was like, fuck it, and I didn't want to bother, just logging back in and post the video and just cut it and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, 15 minutes, not that bad. I was not tired that yesterday, sorry. So I've decided just to re-record, and then I recorded completely, freshly. And after half an hour, when I finished the recording and I started to, how do you call it, render the video, yeah, exactly. Something has happened with the program I use. So it basically stopped at 0% of like the rendering part. So it just stopped there. Nothing has happened then after that. And I was waiting for around 20-25 minutes. I didn't want to cancel. I didn't want to, just try my sorry, try my luck and press X and see what's going to happen, because it was clearly stating that do not cancel or do not exit from this rendering part, because the progress might be, might get lost basically. But after 20 minutes, I was like, fuck it, I just pressed X. Obviously, if nothing's happening after 20-25 minutes, the rendering didn't even start at all. uh, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, you restart the video again. But I spent around more than 1 hour to record the video and cut it, and then just make it perfect. Perfect, but consumable. And I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to record it for the third time. It was like 10 p.m. I had a lot of things to do in terms of journal my trades, log my trades, manage the accounts that I have, and then I usually like to see where I'm at the end of the day in terms of money management and stuff like that, and preparing for next day. And also, I have a private life. I'm not sure if you're surprised, but I do have. So I was like, fuck it. Yesterday was like, you can check the trade recap, not trade recap, that, but actually I posted a story about the trade. So you can double check it. It was not really that interesting. Not, yesterday was nice price action, but still it was kind of weird to me. Anyway, that was yesterday, so that's why I didn't post the video yesterday. Last week, I mentioned in the fucking video yesterday also that I ended up canceling the whole plan of uploading it or redo it, and all these things. So I mentioned in the video that last week, Friday, I didn't even trade at all, because these government shutdowns and stuff like that. On Thursday, I made so many, like not so many, but I made dumb mistakes even in trading, even in my private life. And I was like, I'm not you know suitable to make any kind of social media content, because I felt it's not the time for me. And whenever you feel like you're not ready, you're not capable of doing something perfectly, or at least that's my way of thinking, that if I'm sure, or if I recognize myself that I'm not in the state of mind that I'm able to make a quality video or a quality explanation and all these things, then what's the whole point of doing anything at all? Because at the end of the day, I'm making this video also for myself, to have like kind of like a live journal video about the trades that I make. So I also learning from my mistakes, or I'm learning from the winners, basically what I did right on the day, or what could have been better on the day, or in the particular trade that I took. It is what it is. And also, obviously, I'm making these videos for you guys as well. So if you cannot find any kind of value because the quality, or my mood, or the explanation, or my voice, or anything like that is not the way you get used to it, it's just it's just worthless at the end of the day, spending 1 hour up to what to do, I don't know, like 1 2 hours recording the video and all these things. So I was like, I took a break from social media, I took a break from trading last week Friday, because this government shutdown was just messing around. I was super excited about price action, high impact news, and I was so hyped at the beginning of the week. We made really good profit, really good, nice, and really good and nice trades in the beginning of the week. But I think after Wednesday or Thursday, something has changed. Also, my mood, also my everything. So I was not even, capable of thinking cool. Anyway, so yesterday, don't talk about it. If you're curious, check out my Instagram. You can find in the history of my what is that, story recap, whatever, this bubble thingy. You can double check the trade I took yesterday. Nothing superhero. It was a nice trade. We took our piece of the pie, and that's it. Today was interesting, to be honest. As you can see, we are on the 15-minute time frame. Yesterday, really weird price action, to be honest. Even though I made a nice trade yesterday as well, but in general, I didn't really like what price did yesterday. But, and here's the but part. Um, as you can see, this is Asian Open at 8 Eastern Standard Time. So do not forget this. Whenever I say 8, 9, 6 a.m. whatsoever, we are talking about, or talking like New York local time, Eastern Standard Time. As you can see it in the corner, we are in New York local time. So at 8, Asian session opened. We had Asian session lows on ES. London session took out Asian session lows. So basically on ES, all we had is all we had was London session lows. As you can see, upon market open, we had this tiny, choppy, wick full candles slowly making its way up to the upside. And then after London session open, we had this accumulation phase. Even though on ES we swept out Asian session lows on ES, and then we started to move to the upside. As you can see, if you are trading London session, I'm pretty sure that you could find a pretty nice what the fuck I wanted to say, a pretty nice entry for a long setup, because ES swept out Asian session lows. On NQ, we never came down and swept out Asian session lows, but we We swept out these accumulation here, as you can see, a nice sweep, even though we didn't sweep out Asian here. But on ES, as I said earlier, on ES we swept out Asian session lows. We broke the structure to the upside, and I bet you could have find easily here maybe inverse for value gap or enter on a breaker block or stuff like that. If you are trading ICT concepts, I'm 100% sure that you were able to find any kind of entry. If you're trading London session, I'm not trading most of the time. Most of the time, I'm not trading most of the time. Uh, what the fuck? Sorry, my dog's hair is in my fucking mouth. Anyway, back to the topic. So we had this movement to the upside, and obviously we were above all-time highs. I really don't like. I always mention in like I think in a couple of previous videos that I made, also in the yesterday's video as well, that I ended up canceling at all. I mentioned I don't really like to trade all-time highs because it's really unpredictable what's going to happen if we are continuing the bullish movements. Really unpredictable where we are going to end up. You can obviously use the Fibonacci extension if you're aiming higher than like for example if you're going lower and then you're looking for a reversal long setup after we hit a key level. You can use previous day highs if it's higher than the actual price action level, or you can use the original level before the actual manipulation happened. Uh, but it's a different story. For some reason, when I looked at the charts this morning or this afternoon, basically, and I saw this shitty movement rebalancing this 15-minute for value gap, but we basically stayed inside. After that, we had a not nice, sorry, we had accumulation basically. Um, Most of the time in London session, but around, as you can see, around 5 a.m., we started slowly breaking the structure to the upside again, accumulating again a little bit. And then basically what I saw was like this here when I checked the charts, something around this. And I was like, even though we are at all-time highs, I was not really sure about a continuation today before we take some sell side liquidity out of the way. Sometimes, and I also usually mention this in my videos, I have these gut feeling, and that's a really good thing that I wanted to mention as well. That try not to predict, as I always say. Have a feeling, have a clear plan, have like a strong bias. Of course, analyze the charts, have a nice bias, a nice plan, execution. I'm gonna enter here, I'm gonna exit here, I'm gonna set my stop to break even there. uh, Whatever. So have a perfect clear plan, a plan, not like you come in, you see something, you okay, oh, I think we are going to be bullish or bearish, and you press buy and sell accordingly. But don't try to predict. It's not like, okay, we are bullish, we are at all-time high, there is nothing, like there is no indication to be bearish. You can never know what price action will do. That's why trading exists. That's why so many people are losing money, and this shit is still alive, and it's never going to disappear because it's unpredictable. You can try to predict it with certain tools and certain concepts and stuff like that. But if you really take it seriously, and you really think, or you really want to make money at the end of the day and be profitable, not like, okay, I'm gonna make money. No, you need to be like consistently profitable. That's what your biggest goal should be profitable for a long period of time. And how you can achieve it? By having a clear plan, having a bias. What do I mean by bias? Bearish, bullish. You decide which you should have the perfect confluences and the perfect plan and perfect alignments to your plan basically, and you need to execute on it. If there is any kind of sign to do that. But what I wanted to say is you need to observe what is happening. You need to observe what price is doing. You need to observe and react. If I have a plan, today I had a plan. I want to see these to be taken out, and I want to see some kind of manipulation at or before market open. What would have happened if we ended up not sweeping this previous day high, and we just skyrocket to the upside, or without this sweep we just broke the structure and basically just crushed through all these low session lows and previous day lows. I just don't trade, because I need all the necessary confluences, I need all the necessary, PD arrays and everything to my plan in order to execute. I'm not sure if you get my thinking. I'm not sure if you agree with that, but I keep myself true um, to this thinking or this way of thinking that never ever try to predict what the algorithm trying to do or what the algorithm will do. Your job as a profitable trader, and you need to think like a profitable trader. It's not like, okay, I'm going to behave or I'm going to think like a profitable trader once I am a profitable trader. That's a completely bad way of thinking. You need to think like a profitable trader immediately, because if you trick your brain and you have the right approach to trading, I am profitable, I am looking for perfect setups, I am executing only on A plus setups, I'm not wasting my capital on shitty setups, I'm not forcing trades, I'm not being FOMO, I'm not doing anything like that, because I am a profitable trader. You need to act like that, you need to behave that, you need to believe that. It's not because, or it's not like, okay, after I earned $50,000, now I believe that I'm a profitable trader. And now it sounds corny, but you need to believe it way before you get your first payout, because that's the way you get your first payout, when you believe and you are aligning with yourself in the future, in the present. Not like, okay, I am going to be profitable once I made 50K in payouts, or I pass three accounts or pass one account. No, you need to believe it and act like accordingly every single day. You need to act like you're a profitable trader. You need to manage your money. You need to manage your risk. You need to manage your psychology. You need to have a perfect strategy, a perfect execution plan, and you need to keep this every single day, no matter that your trade on that particular day is a lose or a win. You need to act like a profitable trader every single day. Every single day. That's it. That's the secret sauce. That's what you need to keep yourself to. That's about it. So, even though we were bullish today, um, as you can see, shitty weak movements, very weak movements on the 15 minute, for example. That's the time frame that I opened up. I think that's the clearest from here. So, as oh my god, bro, I have another dog in my mouth. So anyway, London session ended up sweeping Asian session lows in London session, basically. And after that sweep, we moved to the upside again after this dip. And as you notice here, I'm just gonna switch on the 5 minute time frame. So look at this. Look at this shitty movement, shitty weak movement. This is London session. Blah 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 blah. Midnight open. Piff. We went below midnight open. Where is midnight open? Here. We went up. We went down on ES, as I said. We swept out London Asian session lows. Uh, we had a market structure shift to the upside after, like basically literally after that, and we started to accumulate, creating equal lows, another equal lows. I think this equal low here, this line, is on the 1 minute, so don't mind this one. It's a 1 minute equal lows. This is 5 minute equal lows, as you can see here. Really strong draw on liquidity. Also, we left behind after this week movement accumulation, another like expansion to the upside, accumulation. But between these, we left an unfilled 15-minute fair value gap because in my strategy I use 5 and 15-minute unfilled ones in the direction that I want to target basically. And if I have these unfilled fair value gaps, these are really strong for me. As you can see, this accumulation below that unfilled 15-minute accumulation, weak candles to the upside. And what price did, we slowly but steadily, or steady, sorry, we swept out previous day highs. So we came all the way here, swept out previous day highs, we swept out these lows, creating a 5 minute. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to, because I don't know why it turns out. There we go. I think. Okay, I'm gonna adjust it. Don't worry about that. I just wanted to do this. So after the sweep of the previous day high here, we had, we swept out also this high here, as you can see, really beautiful. By this candle, we swept out previous day highs and we swept out this high candle also. We broke the structure. I just go on the 1 minute. We broke the structure to the downside immediately after that, creating a 5 minute bearish fair value gap. There, as you can see here, market opened here. Before After the sweep, we moved back to the downside, creating these super disgusting movements. By the way, look at these Vicky shit candles. Anyways, but what we did after we swept our previous day highs, we stayed inside and we did respect this 5 minute bearish fair value gap. So we stayed inside this 5 minute bearish fair value gap. We never went or never closed significantly above that. So we never disrespected the bearish. So we never kind of like we never had a 5 minute inversion basically to the upside. That was my clearest indication that uh, we are going to be bearish on the day, meaning we are going to come down and pick up some liquidity from the downside or from the sell side, basically. Uh, I did make a mistake because I should have execute on ES because it was making much more clearer movements. But I ended up, trading on NQ. That's what I usually like to trade on. NQ is my favorite one. I could get married to NQ if I could. Anyway, long story short, after that, I don't really remember which time frame was this here. After this, I should have waited to sweep out these highs because we had this candle here, as you can see, really long wick, and then after a little bit of accumulation, we went, up again, but not high enough. But what I did, I think it was 1 minute. Yeah, because this was super choppy on even on ES it was super choppy. I executed on a 1 minute inversion here, as you can see. So I entered short on this candle, as you can see. Here was the inversion here. I entered on this one, and what has happened, I ended up being liquidated by this candle here, this one, because we came up again to sweep out these highs, to manipulate these highs, early shorts. I was early today, so I got swept out. But my bias after this movement again when we still respecting the 5 minute bearish fair value gap, so we are respecting the bearish order flow that is going to happen. And obviously, after this week accumulating wick full candles, it was obvious for me that we are going to go down. Um, uh, and this one was a 3 minute. This one, I think I forgot to add it here. This was a 3 minute inversion here. As you can see, one, two, three, four, five, even a 5 minute, I think. I don't remember basically. Sorry about that. I forget to mark that out because I was so hyped to trade. No, sorry, kidding. So as you can see, I entered on this candle closure here. I sold one here on this candle closure at the top of my arrow. I'm sorry, this mouse thingy. I was kind of shitting the bed. After this movement has happened, here we stopped. On ES, we were way below here, almost around here. My initial plan was obviously after this loss, to set my stop to break even here and then see what's going to happen. I almost got swept out again, but we came up again, mitigating this 5 minute bearish FVG, and also we kept, like, we respected the bearish order flow again. And after that, these EFVGs, it was just like for me to mark out if we are still disrespecting, and that was a clear indication that okay, I'm good to go. Here I set my stop to break even. That was this, this whatever, like liquidity trend line here. This one, as you can see, super shitty movement. It's clear sign of liquidity going to be taken out from here. So this low was basically the break even point for me. I decided to move my stop to break even as soon as we reach this point. But here, and I'm gonna quickly switch here. And on my Instagram post, I mentioned, as you can see, I exited the trade earlier here. I exited the trade here at 25 185.25. I exited manually, so I never exited on my actual initial target, because I'm just gonna switch. Yes, here we go. Because on ES, by the time I was there, what I showed you by the with the arrow, we were already inside that unfilled 15-minute fair value gap. Uh, on ES, we were already inside here, and on NQ, we were like here, and that was my target on NQ. So I decided to exit manually, especially after I took a loss before. If I wouldn't have taken a loss, and that would have been my first trade, I would just set my stop to break even and let it float, lose or full TP. That's it. But since I took a loss first, I was playing it safe, and I was like, okay, I put my stop to break even, and also I exited manually because ES was already inside this 15-minute for unfilled for value gap, and it was like moving like this, as you can see. It was moving like this, so I was afraid that okay, we might actually, oh shit, we might actually reverse from that. And since I took a loss today, I was not willing to risk more than this, because it was also a perfect amount of profit already here. Perfect amount of profit with one contract. So I exited manually here. What has happened after 5-10 minutes? Boom. Obviously, but I played it safe because we took a loss first. Money management, risk management, and psychology comes first. Money, you need to take that away from the picture, because as soon as you're focusing on money or making money or this and that much, you're fucked. That's it. I think it was a really beautiful day. It was also a nice advice for you how to manage your trades and how to manage your risk after a loss. Let me know in the comments or in my DMs, as you do usually, or nowadays you are DMing me a lot. So I'm super thankful, and I also super happy about that. I'm happy to help. So see you guys in the next one. Have a nice profitable week and wish you all the best, guys. Goodbye.